What we love about Grace and Peace is what they have been for us in the past year. We came here and we didn't know anybody from a community that we were very invested in and just felt loved.
I've never experienced this before, but this church, there just seems to be so much love in the church. Before church, people are hugging each other and genuine loving. The service itself, the worship, the praise. And then afterwards, people don't leave.
I mean, I think the aspect of our mission that has impacted me the most is the welcoming piece. Just because I love the idea of being intentionally uncomfortable, because I like to be comfortable. Part of our core value is to push against that and to push us outside of ourselves and to welcome those that don't have necessarily comfortable lives. I really appreciate that we, as a church, try to challenge that and encourage one another to do that.
One thing I really like about Grace and Peace is the neighborhood groups and the fact that we have people who live really actually close to us, several of them on our street that we get to meet with once a week outside of church and hang out with and talk about the sermon with or pray with.
And these people have really become our friends, and we spend time with them, we love them, they know us, we know them, and I think that's one of the most important things that we found in Grace and Peace.
Our church really values kids, and I love that they're loved here from the front, from the things that Tim says, but also from the ways that people treat them when they're here. Since we're a young church, I've been surprised and thankful at the number of opportunities there have been for them, like the Poe Mill Art Camp for them to be involved in, the catechism classes. They have enjoyed those and have learned a lot.
We started coming to Grace and Peace because my wife fell ill with a brain tumor. We came to worship and just felt so loved by this congregation. So Grace and Peace was such a wonderful place for us in a really difficult time in our lives.
Our church really cares about the community around us, and one of the ways that we've seen that is through our involvement with PMAC. We've received so much encouragement just personally as staff. We've had members of our congregation who have taught dance to our kids, who have brought meals for our families. So without Grace and Peace, PMAC would not be what it is.
Several weeks ago, a friend of mine had a family member come to church with her, and her response to our service was something in the realm of, I don't think I've ever been to a church where the people actually seem like they want to be there. I hope that we continue to be that way, and that when people come to church here and visit, that they feel that too.
A lot of people here are not, they're not afraid of uncomfortable situations, and I think that's what we've always wanted in church, is just to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and to see what God can do with that.
I think the things about the future that I'm excited about in our church, the immediate future is building a home for PMAC next door, and the renovation of that building and being a part of that has been exciting. And having so many kids in our neighborhood that need love and care coming through our property and our doors and using our resources to learn the tools of life.
I pray that God is going to do a great work in particularly this neighborhood, to see Christ proclaimed and lives changed and people brought to freedom that are in bondage. And by His grace, He's raised up this church and this community to do that, and He will continue to do that by His mercy.
I think it's so important that as a church we continue the relationships that so many of the people in our church have with folks at Renewal or at the Mission or families at PMAC, families in the Poe Mill neighborhood, families that are fostering or adopting. I think that's part of the vision of our church, and I see people loving and supporting folks in all of those arenas, and I think we need to just continue to do that and continue to build those relationships.